Hi, it's Don McLaughlin from Falcon Discovery here at Legal Tech New York 2014, and delighted to have with us David Yerich from United Healthcare. David, thanks for spending some time with us.
Hi, Don. Always a pleasure.
So, if you would, just give a quick thumbnail of your current role and past experience in the industry.
So my current role, I've been in for about 4.5 years. I'm the Director of eDiscovery at United Healthcare. We're a health and well-being company located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My responsibilities include managing a team that works to collect, analyze, cull, and the review process for data responsive to legal and regulatory affairs from requests.
Got it. Okay, great. And looking back sort of retrospectively to 2013, are there any trends that you feel are no longer trends? They're really solidifying that you've observed.
I'm going to be ahead of everybody when I say this, but predictive coding, it's interesting. It's not standardized, but it's ubiquitous. And what I'm seeing is no longer a fight that my car is better than your car and all of that. People are out there marketing their own products. They've got their workflows. There's a lot of thought around those workflows, and they're having success with them. So even though we never maybe got to the quintessential case that said this is good and you can do it and this is the method, we are seeing it used frequently, and not in the way maybe we thought it would be used going back 2-3 years ago, but almost every case now probably involves it at some level. Interesting.
And are you seeing more widespread both adoption, but also embracement by outside counsel, or do you think there's still some resistance to using that technology?
There's still a concern because of not understanding it, I think, but the resistance and the questions and whether or not it was even appropriate, those days I believe have passed. We've seen an increased willingness to look at it for certain and use it when appropriate. So like I said, we're seeing the utilization of it in a lot of cases, and not necessarily even large cases. From a prioritization aspect, that technology is successful at a small beginning of a case. So you might still be reviewing all the documents, but at least you're getting to the good ones first, and that can help you inform your case strategy. So I really do think that outside counsel is coming on board quickly, which is, I believe, the best trend possible, because at the end of the day, it's going to be outside counsel who knows the most about the case, who needs to make the informed training decisions on the seed sets to apply it. And the fact that they're now understanding their role is very important to this, I think, is encouraging to see.
And do you feel that as the corporate client, you've been able to help influence the way outside counsel views the technology and its application?
I think that corporate clients, everyone I've talked with and met at roundtables, we're all doing more with less, and there's pressures across the board to lower your spend on overhead, and certainly litigation matters can be a part of that. So the general need to find a more efficient way to work is happening, and that definitely started with the corporate counsel. But what I'm seeing now is law firms actually actively looking to market themselves as low-cost leaders and innovators in this. Whether or not they're 100% successful, I don't know, but they're no longer standing back. They're actively participating in the market and coming to you with suggestions in areas around e-discovery that I've seen.
That's a big positive development, it sounds like, in your mind. What do you see looking ahead to the year ahead that remains a challenge for vendors more broadly, law firms, service providers, in addressing challenges that corporations still face?
So that's a great question, and it brings me back almost 2 years ago. The number one challenge I see in this industry is the lack of education, and it continues to be. And it's not just in any one location. It's from the corporate side and how you work through your things. It's on the law firm and how they approach it. It can be with the vendors, and it can be with the bench. I mean, there's just still not a solid enough understanding of everybody playing the role that would optimize the process. So if I had a magic wand, I would have universal e-discovery enlightenment would be my wish. That I think it would you would see the cooperation, because what people fear is more than likely a misunderstanding in some cases. And while you could intentionally even drag something out if you wanted to, there's not going to be much of a benefit for the long run in doing so. So it's my hope that a lot of education initiatives take off this year, and that people understand it better and can therefore have a dialogue that's based on an understanding instead of one of confusion or fear.
And what do you look forward to in the year ahead in helping with that educational process and working with that group, outside counsel, service providers, etc.?
So I've been a member of the EDRM for years. I've been a member of ACEDS and now EDI. There are a lot of very quality organizations that are putting together very good materials, and they're making a lot of these materials are made for low cost or free. So it's a matter of individuals understanding the benefit to their career, so they'll take the time to avail themselves of what's there. It's not a lack of this information being around anymore. It really is out there. So my effort is just to, as much as I can, encourage people to be curious and to go out and to take some time, even if it's 15 minutes. That 15 minutes could result in real savings down the road, because it's part of a bigger puzzle, and once everybody understands that, then the pieces will fit together much more seamlessly. And while it's a little beyond the scope, we need as a country, I strongly feel, to get our judicial system efficient so that it's a place that serves its primary purpose to resolve disputes. And e-discovery for a while has not helped that cause, and I think maybe we're getting to a point where if the people are mature enough in the industry and in their understanding, we really will hopefully lower the cost of justice, if you will, so to speak.
So, switching gears a little bit to your work within the organization, and then also your peers at other large companies, what do you hope to push forward in 2014 to address some of those concerns we've talked about?
So again, no matter how good your process is, I think that there's always room for improvement, because the technologies are changing, the possibilities are changing. So for us, 2014 will be about, like many years, we're going to be implementing new tools and new workflows and new strategies, and the hope and goal of that is to get better results for less money. And we've got our plate full this year, and I hope next year there's more tools out there that'll even let us go to the next level. But in this industry, if you stand still, you're falling behind, because it really is moving forward at a very good clip, and it behooves you and your service to your clients and your corporations to keep pace with it.
And are there things that you and your team focus on in terms of outreach with lawyers within the organization to help them in better understanding how the technology can be leveraged and also the process improved?
No, absolutely. An in-house counsel has a couple of deficits compared to outside counsel, because they're managing a much broader scope of cases at a much less deep level, and a lot of the conversations you might have around e-discovery involve some about sample seeds, documents. That's one part of the case, is the discovery phase, but they're looking at much broader cases. So getting the traction and the time to make them aware of how to best do that one area of the case isn't always easy because of the workload. So outside counsel can be more immersed in on a day-to-day basis, and they also have entire staffs, potentially, depending upon the size of the firm, that can help educate them and bring them into current practices. So it's something we do regularly, and we'll continue to do, and it's just process.
Terrific. Well, I really appreciate you taking time, and always a pleasure to talk with you, David.
Always a pleasure, Don.
Thank you.